We are being live recorded now. Can everyone hear me now?
I can do this.
Yes, sir.
Can everyone hear me perfectly? Please unmute yourself and say yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, buddy.
Perfect.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So welcome to today's class. For those of you who've never had the pleasure of being on with us, I would like, as always, I like starting off with everyone kind of telling us a little bit about themselves and, you know, how long you've been trading and where you guys are from. So why don't we start off with Malcolm, since we haven't had the chance. I don't think you've been on one of our webinars yet, right?
Oh, bro, I've just got my daughter with me asleep.
No, don't worry about it. Can you talk right now? All right, so why don't we start off with Angus? I know I've had a one-on-one with you. So Angus, let's go ahead and tell us where you're from, how long you've been trading, and maybe what is one of your
Hey guys, name's Angus. I'm from Australia. I don't know if you guys know Dan, but me and Dan are pretty good mates. Been trading for probably about 2-3 years now, on and off. Just I learned through a company here in Brisbane, and I've been branching out, trying to get as much information and new sort of strategies and stuff as possible, because what I've been doing hasn't been giving me the results I've been looking for. Yeah, I missed the last question, man. It got a bit crackly at the end there. What was the last thing you wanted me to touch on?
Yeah, what's one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
Strength is definitely, I'd say I've got good understanding of technical analysis and like my charting, I think is pretty good. Weakness just comes down to execution on analysis. So the old analysis paralysis sort of conundrum that a lot of people meet when, you know, you see a good bit of price action on the charts, or you see a possible entry, and then you just sort of, you freeze up looking at things that you may not usually consider, or just don't take action and the trade goes in your direction, or potentially it was a good trade regardless, and even if it didn't go in your direction, you've got to still take those because of the probability model that we all operate in. So
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, what we got to focus on is that the market would either go up or down. That's all we got to do. So it's either we're entering the trade too early or entering the trade way late. You understand? You're never wrong on a trade. So
yeah.
We'll go ahead and focus on building yourself that confidence to let go of the over analysis that you do where you get stuck, right? So
yeah, perfect.
Have you watched the live recordings of the other classes?
No, I haven't yet. I haven't missed those. I've been pretty flat out the last couple of days.
All right, no problem. I'm just gonna I'll simply review everything we've learned to date. Real quick, let's have, who else we have in here? Christine, can you hear me? Let's see here.
Hear you?
Yeah, all right, perfect. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how long you've been trading, and maybe what's one of your weaknesses and one of your strengths trading.
I'm from New Zealand, and I haven't been exactly trading. I've just more like been learning. I started out with, when I was just kind of trying to learn about what trading was and everything, I started with IML, and then Richard from Rebel Effects approached me, I think early around June last year. And then, yeah, because I was working full time, I was trying to balance that as well. So I've left my job now, and now I'm with Profit Academy, and I'm looking forward to like filling in all the gaps that I've learned. But there are obviously lots of gaps before I'm confident in taking trades. So my weaknesses are probably finding the right places to get in, and more so when to get out. Probably getting out would be my biggest weakness.
All right, perfect. That's actually, it's actually a good weakness to have, because of the fact that the way I structured the course is to teach you guys the system and the structure that I've developed and applied towards myself that allowed me to completely replace my income and trade from home, you know? The structure of the system is going to teach you how to create a system. You understand? The system we will teach you is, you know, basically is going to teach you how to break down the chart, how to look at the chart, where to look at. You understand? Understanding your key areas where the price is going to reverse. And, you know, everything's designed to kind of organize itself. That's one of the reasons why a lot of traders fail, is the fact that they're not organized.
Yeah.
So
All of that too.
I'll definitely teach you guys that. Now, for you guys that haven't been with me, this is just a proper disclaimer. You know, I don't guarantee you guys no success. Success is determined by the effort you put in towards the education I do guarantee you. All right. The education that I am giving you is stuff that I personally apply to my approach. You understand? And for most of you guys who don't know me, you know, real quick, I'll go over again who I am. My name is JL. I'm from Queens, New York. For those of you guys that don't know where Queens is, if you watch baseball, I am from where the New York Mets are. And, you know, we are over here, you know, working hard day to day. You know, I worked really hard on this course, and, you know, to organize everything I've learned over the last 4 years trading. You know, I've put together this all on paper, and, you know, I've translated from paper to you know, online to the course that you guys will be
I
taking.
want some chips.
You know, moving forward, I want all you guys, for any of you guys who have been there, done that, you know, traded, you know, I kind of want you to put aside the education you've learned in the past, and I just want you to allow the education that I have taught you guys and apply it, and then see and compare what you've learned in the past and see how that would help you moving forward. All right. Now, to get moving forward, I'm going to kind of recap what I taught in the last previous class, which was, you know, just focusing on support and resistance. Now, if everyone here can please tell me if they understand what support and resistance is, just say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
I've unmuted everybody so they can respond. Does everyone in here understand what support and resistance is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. So to kind of go over what I taught last class is, you know, we're going to go ahead and structure the chart. You know, the importance of structuring the chart helps you clearly understand what's going on in the markets. Now, for those of you guys that haven't been here before, I created a 3-step system that teaches you how to enter the trade. Now, once you go ahead and learn to structure the chart, you'll start having a true understanding where and when to get out of the chart. So for those of you guys that, you know, have had, you know, success trading for a short period of time and encountered more, you know, losing days than winning days, this is really going to help you, because 90% of the time that you lose is because of the fact that either you entered the trade way too early or too late. And on top of that, you probably over-risked your account. So most of you guys probably understand now the importance from the previous classes of having the right mindset when trading. You understand the key to success in this market is understand that this is not a get rich quick. You understand? Once I tell you this, you have to put it in your mind that you understand that this is not a way to get rich quick. This is a way you can get rich slow over a period of time, which is better than never getting rich at all. Now, I want you guys to understand when I speak about the word rich, I'm not speaking about the finances. I'm not speaking about none of that. I want you guys to understand that this is not something you're going to get from one day to the next. Some of you guys may get it faster than others, but it will take some time for you to continue applying the information I will share with you guys. So that's why I want you guys focusing on getting better. Don't ever focus on getting richer. Eliminate the outcome of money from your outcome. Because once you go ahead and understand that, the income will come in. You guys understand? So when you don't over risk and you don't over expect, and you analyze what the market is doing as opposed to assuming what you want the market to do, then you're on the right track. So to kind of rewind with what I said is, the key to success is to not think this is a get rich quick. We're going to eliminate the thought of how much money we want to make. We're going to focus on how many trades can we find and how many trades can we execute and how many trades can we close in profit. You understand? That's what I want you guys to focus on. Not how much money you're making, but how many trades can you do it. You know, for most of you guys that understand is that when you trade, if you have the right capital with the right lot size, the less pips you'll have to catch to get the same amount of money you're probably aiming to make. So the point is to develop the skill. Now, once you develop the skill and understand the importance of having this skill with the right mindset, you'll understand that this game requires you to have zero emotions towards the outcome. And the outcome applied with zero emotions, once again, will increase your income. You guys are with me? You guys are all unmuted. Are you guys with me?
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right, so what I want you guys to focus on is, let's not think about how much money we're gonna make. Let's think about what is the trade doing and how can I execute it. All right. So overall, what I taught last class was how to use the 3-step system, understanding the trend of the market, understanding, you know, the signs of reversals, understanding where to enter the trade. So I broke it down by this. When you're looking at the market trend, you want to look at the larger time frames. You want to look at the monthly, you want to look at the weekly, and you want to look at the daily. Once you break it down to that, you'll understand that the second step to get your second confirmation is looking at the what? The 4-hour, the 1 hour, and the 30 minutes. Once you understand that, and obviously you're going to know that to find your point of entry, we're going to look at the 15, the 5, and the 1. Are you guys all with me? Want to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
HDMI 3.
I see Jade has joined us. What's up, my brother Jade?
Yeah, good, bro. Yourself? Was a bit late to the party. What's up?
I see you, man. Partying hard, man. I see you.
How long has it been going for, Jose?
We're
Not long.
just get started. Don't worry about it. You haven't missed nothing. But everything's being recorded either way. Don't worry about it. All right. So you guys are all with me on the 3-step confirmation. If you guys don't understand all of this, I recommend that you guys get off of this webinar and go watch the previous webinar so you guys can get up to date. So then when you watch this webinar, you're finally up to date for the next class, which will happen on Tuesday. So overall, we learned how to break down the chart, right? So let's go ahead. Let's look at the monthly. Let's pull up Euro USD. All right. We're going to go ahead and eliminate all these lines. So here we're looking at the monthly chart on Euro USD. As you guys can see, it's a lot cleaner. There's less information, but that's why we will go and break it down by the hour, by the minute, by the week, however, but in the same structure. So put this down on your notebook. You guys are taking notes, all right? We will always look at the trade on the monthly to understand what the trade is doing, okay? So for you guys that understand that and was in the previous webinar, you know we're going to use support and resistance to break down the chart, right? Understand where the price was accumulating, where price was stalling, where price was kind of touching. And that gives us the idea of what can possibly happen within the markets, right? So we're all looking at the lines, using the lines to help us clean up the charts. And then, let's see, where's the other one? It's right here. So right away, I've kind of like organized myself a little bit. So if I'm looking at what's happening at the current moment right here, from 2014 all the way till today, we understand that the price dropped. It stalled a lot for a couple years, going up and down, and now it's broken out, shot up, right? So if we kind of look at where price is here, we'll understand here, right? So if I'm using the resistance line here, which we all went over, you guys are all with me. I want to make sure that everyone's with me. Hold on. Are you guys all with me? No one's lost right now. Everyone's everyone's understanding where I'm going through right now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so here on the previous session, I taught you guys while breaking it, you'll understand that price breaks out of resistance, it'll go to its previous resistance, right? So once we start seeing that, we'll see here that what was once resistance in this zone is now support in this zone, right? So we can kind of understand that when the price came up, right? If we look at what happened here, why price kind of rejected that area, we can understand that that was the previous resistance when the market was dropping, right? So now you guys can see that when the price came and touched here, came back down, touched the support of what was once a resistance area, and then shot up and broke out of here. So if price came back down, where will we expect the price to stop? Hold on, anyone wants to answer this?
Would it stop at the support?
If price,
It would retrace.
where would we expect retracement?
Previous
At
resistance.
the new support line.
Right here, right?
Right.
All right, so now this is why we're gonna go to the smaller time frame to understand what is the next possibility, all right? So we're on the month, so we're gonna go now to the weekly, right? And here, let me delete this real quick. We can see here much clearer with a lot more data that the fact is that here, the market is kind of going on a what?
Uptrend.
Uptrend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the market right here was going on a what?
Downtrend.
Downtrend, right? So here. When the market broke out of the downtrend, right? Where did the market, if it broke out of this resistance line here, where did the market go to?
Went to the support, the resistance line above.
The previous resistance, right? Which obviously when I was on the monthly, I was a little bit off. That's why we want to look at the larger time frames so we can put it on pinpoint here, right?
Yeah.
So before this trade, this market can reach to the last support that we were all looking at. Look at all the price points it needs to break to reach this area. So obviously we're on the weekly chart. So we can start seeing here that the market is in a what? We went over this here.
The channel.
An ascending channel.
On the ascending channel, great. So here, the channel broke out of the support. So where did the market go to?
It tested on the support.
What do you think?
Make sure you understand that. It's not that it just tested any support, all right?
food now.
Huh?
We're gonna get the food now.
So as we start seeing here on the larger time frames, we want to continue going down. So we want to understand that the market is currently on a what? Uptrend, right? So now we see on the daily chart that the market has broken out of this channel and it's formed kind of its own now here. Can you guys
Managed.
It's formed a new bullish channel.
another bullish channel? So as we can day-to-day okay. So here we see that it broke out of this trend and channel, right? It formed while it broke out of it. Before it was forming a downtrend, right? So can we all see here how many times did it touch the trend before it broke it?
4 times. I see it.
4 times, right? So now let's do the math.
Oh.
Let's do the math. So if it did 4 times here and it broke out here, right? How many times has it touched this support or down here?
Twice.
Twice on the larger time frame, right?
Yep.
So what's the overall trend that the market is going? If we're going off of this 3-step method right here, what's the overall trend so far of the market?
Uptrend.
Uptrend. Perfect. So now we want to look for what? What's the second step we need to look for?
Reversal.
A reversal. Perfect. Perfect. And excuse me if I'm trying to like dumb it down, but I want you guys to really understand this because this is the important part of tying in what I taught you guys last class to this class. All right. So here, the market formed again, even though it's on a smaller time frame, it's still respecting it. So now let's look at this. How many times has she touched this support line?
Almost 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Here we can fix it a little bit, huh? It's touched it 1, 2, 3, and if it touches it this 4th time and it fails to break, right?
Yep.
If it fails to break, look to enter this trade on a sell. If we wanted to sell this trade, can we determine that yet or no?
But what was the question, sorry?
If I wanted to trade this trade right now, so let's say you guys right now were looking at this chart and you're like, oh man, you know, I kind of want to enter this trade, right? Would you enter this trade right now?
No.
No, right? So I better never see any one of you guys enter a trade on the 4-hour chart. I'll throw my shoes at you guys from here. All right? Where do we play sells?
The low time frame.
5-minute one.
And what area are we looking to enter a sell at?
At the top of the run.
A resistance.
Resistance. We sell resistances and we buy what?
Support.
Support. So we're not buying the middle of both, right?
No.
And then in the end, when you look at it in this frame, this is a support. So why are we selling this support? You understand what I'm saying? So the reason I'm asking you guys this is because I'm trying to put you guys in the position of how you guys feel and think when you're actually studying the charts by yourself. You understand? Maybe you get a little too anxious. Maybe you get a little too ahead of yourself, right? What's the number 1 rule we all got to focus on? Eliminating emotions, right? Number 2, not trying to make a certain amount of money, just finding the trade. You understand?
Yep.
And now we're going to go to the 1-hour chart. I'm going over real quick what the market is doing, right? We're on the 1-hour chart. So if I'm looking at the daily, if I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, and the 30-minute, what am I looking for?
Reversals.
Reversals. Thank you. So, hold on 1 second. So, how many times has the market now touched this support line?
1,
Twice.
2,
3 times.
4. 4 times.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Failed to break it here, right? What did I tell you guys? Usually, after 4 touches of the support or resistance, if it fails to break, you'll see a what? Who
Breakout.
You'll usually see a strong. You'll see a strong reversal if it fails to break out. You understand?
Yeah.
As you guys can see here, the first thing we see is what? A strong bullish candle, right?
Yep.
And if we break down what was going on here, right, we can see that this is not the correct support that we're looking at. It was actually this one right here. And that's why price came back down, touched here, shot up, and then you can literally break it down all the way to there. So if you were, let's say you were trading this buy, right? If you guys were looking, let's say you guys were looking at this and you saw it on the lower time frames and you entered the trade right here, right? Now you know you figured out how to enter the trade, right? Because you went through all time frames. And then you ride this all the way, and then you're like, oh man, it looks like price is reversing. We're gonna go back to the basic. Draw your support and resistance, break it down, right? And then you'll understand. But 90% of the times, if you follow the system correctly, you won't have to draw any lines because you'll understand where the market is resisting and where the market is supporting. Who else joined us? That's someone new here. Oh, Dan. What's up, Dan?
What's good, dude? What's good?
What's going on, man? So we're going to go back down. So here, can you guys see signs of reversals here?
There's the head and shoulders.
All right. So we see the head and shoulders, right?
Double top.
Yeah, there's double top as well.
We see a double top.
Where's the head and shoulders there, bro?
Head and shoulders is slanted. Can you see it? So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right.
Oh, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
That was a hard one to spot.
Don't worry, that's what we're gonna go over today, how to spot head and shoulders. So usually the shoulders will be within a channel, and the head will be. Can you guys understand that real quick? So, you know, I'll go over that. I'll go over that after we go over, you know, reviewing this. But what's another reversal point? Can anyone point it out for me?
See a double bottom. Or double top, I think.
What did I just draw here?
A wedge.
A wedge. And a wedge is usually a what? On a bullish move, a wedge shows what? For you guys that do know.
Can someone, whoever's chewing the chips, can you stop that, please? So my ears, I can't handle it.
Go, Bassett, get into them, cuz.
Them chips is good, huh?
Right in my ear, man. It's right in my ear.
Nah, don't worry about it. Nah, so here I see a bullish wedge, a bearish wedge, right? So we already have 2 points of confirmation that this trade is going down. Now the market did make a bearish push down, and this is where the market's kind of hesitating, because obviously when we draw our support and resistance, we'll understand that what the market has been kind of trending here. And in other words, for you guys that were in my other class, a horizontal channel is called what?
Range.
It's a range, right? So now I am pointing out to you the most obvious sign that we just spotted? Can anyone tell me what we're looking at?
A double cheeseburger, no pickle right there, right?
Can any of you guys see this one?
Yeah.
Another Head and Shoulders. If we look at it on the larger time frame, so if you can't, if you think you see on a smaller time frame a certain pattern, you always go back to the larger time frame to see the clearer picture, right? So right here we have a Head and Shoulders that's about to form. Understand? Can you guys see it?
Yep.
All right, so we got that confirmation that the Head and Shoulders is forming. All right, let's look at the daily chart. Maybe we can see a clearer picture, right? Because for you guys that were in my previous class, I explained to you that the larger time frames is like the portrait of the picture, right? And as we want to go down in time frame, we want to notice more details about this picture. You guys are with me?
Yep.
Yep.
Is that a good way for you guys to understand, for those of you who haven't been with me?
Yep, it is.
Perfect. So here, we're on the 30-minute now. We're still looking for more signs of reversals, right?
Yep.
Can anyone spot any more reversal points here in the current area that it's at?
There's a double bottom
I see
forming.
the bottom, right? But let's look closely at price. Why is price being? We get this resistance line, right? You guys with me?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So now we know that either way, overall, the trend in the market looks like it's going down, right? That's what. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So we're gonna go on the lower time frames now to look for our what? Point of entry. So here, we're gonna notice that the charts is doing, the market is going on a downtrend, but it's also forming a what?
Descending triangle.
A descending triangle. And for you guys who know your patterns, what's a descending triangle form? Or what does it usually show?
Bearish movement.
A bearish
Yeah.
movement, right? So let me delete some of these lines to clean it up for you. We see the descending triangles, right? I also see
Your cheeks, man. Jeez. That's good, eh?
this also confirms a descending, an ascending triangle that failed to break, but it was retested, right? So now, do we feel like we can enter this trade now? And what would you guys enter this trade if you guys wanted to enter this trade? Or do we need more information?
We need more information.
Right? So we're going to go even deeper into the market. So overall, we're going to look at the trade. And do we see any pattern here? I'm going to increase the candle so you guys can see it. Can anyone see a pattern forming here? Or any type of reversal that can show us that the market is going a certain direction?
There's a double bottom, but it's on the side. Did you say that?
I see the double bottom. The double bottom.
Yeah, that one.
The double bottom, and also this little
Triangle. Nice.
Is the reason why it pushed up, right?
Yep.
Because why for you guys who understand support and resistance, why did this trend, as opposed to continue going down, why did it go up? Can anyone answer that? Can any of you guys answer?
The bears weren't strong enough to push down.
Sorry, guys. My computer had disconnected from my monitor. But what happened? How many times did the market touch the support line? Based off of the knowledge we've learned so far. Right?
Once.
2.
Twice.
4.
Twice.
4 times. It failed to break. So what did it do? It made a strong what? Push up. And where did the market retest before it continued going up? Its previous resistance
line, yeah.
Because it broke out of what? Its resistance. So you guys are understanding here that if we were watching this trade form here, the market dropped, we noticed this little pattern, right? Because we started from what? From the larger time frames. And overall, we're trying to come up with a plan. We're trying to structure ourselves with how we will attack this trade. So here we have the understanding. So I want all of you guys to confirm with me if we understand what the market is doing now. Can anyone tell me that the market is going a certain direction or not? Do you feel comfortable with telling me that you do?
Yeah, it's getting back up now.
It's gonna go up and test your resistance. So
it's testing this resistance. So if it fails to break past it, would it be a good sell entry? Would we like to sell this trade?
yeah.
I think it would be a good sell entry.
Before the information you've gathered, I would place the trade.
Would you want to gather more information before you trade it, or you're 100% confident that this pair will go down?
Well, let's go down to the lowest time frame first.
On the one.
But make sure whenever you feel the way you feel right now in any trade, that this is your approach. All right, guys?
Yep.
All right. So I'm just questioning you guys because I want you guys reasoning with me the way you reason with yourself when you're in the market alone. All right?
Okay.
So here we're on the 1 minute chart. Now, it looks crazy because there's a lot of data and a lot of lines, right?
Yeah.
But here we can organize ourselves and understand what's the best entry, right? So let's look at this candle here. What are we looking for? To enter on a sell, right? To enter on a sell, what would we look for? For a candle to form below this, close.
Oh, yeah.
And then form another bullish bearish candle. Us what? And it would need to break what?
Resistance.
Lowest low. The higher low.
Support.
No, guys. If it broke this support.
Support, yeah.
We know that it would tackle here. So now we know that before we can sell or before we would, you know, enter our trade with a lot of risk, right? You guys with me?
Yeah.
That it needs to break this zone. And then now we would sell at what? What are we? Come on, guys. What do we sell? Where do we sell? Where do we enter sales? On resistance lines, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys all with me? You guys all understand that you place a sell on a resistance
and a buy.
Yes.
All right. So if the market, the candle's on a resistance area, would you enter this sell now?
No.
I would enter the trade here on low lot size to test out the trade. And then as it goes down, I would start doing my theory of a Christmas tree. So for those of you that were in the first class, you would understand that when I enter a trade, I never enter a high lot size as my first entry. And 90% of the times when I enter a trade, I just don't put one position. I put multiple positions. You understand? Because the price is doing what? Price is going to retrace.
Yeah.
So what? You can't tell me that I can't enter a trade here, here, and here if I perfectly time it? You guys are with me?
Yep.
All right, so now You guys all understand so far how to use the system, the three-step system, right? It would be lovely if someone answered.
Say that again.
Do you all understand the three-step confirmation using support
sir.
and resistance and trends and channels through all time frames of the charts?
Yeah, Bert.
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect. What I want to hear, I want you guys to understand that you do not enter a trade, right? We do not enter a trade without following the three-step confirmation. I don't care if the sign is showing you like, yes, this is the trade that's going to make you $1 million. You follow the steps, you follow the system, and you will be consistent. You guys understand that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chapter of this course, which will be focusing on candles. I'm going to teach you guys about how the candles open, different types of candles. Then I'm going to hand it off to Danny, who's going to teach you guys about candle formations like triangles, wedges, how you guys all learned that you know, in the previous course with the other gentleman. We're going to go over that because it's important so that you tie into it and you look for reversal points, all right? Danny,
Yeah.
you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, bro. I'm here. Just, you know, letting you get your groove on, bro. Not interrupting the flow.
No, I hear you, man. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and understand. Let's go understand how a candlestick. So, as you guys know, every time frame is represented by a candle in this case, because we're using. So I'm gonna mute you guys real quick. So in this case, when the candle's open, right, you would notice that if a bearish candle were to open, you would notice that the price would open up high, right, and it would close low. On a bullish candle, you'll notice that it opens up low and closes up high, right? So expect when the market is doing this, you know that the market at times while the candle is forming itself, that it will go up, reach its highest point, and if it does not close there, right, it's going to come back down if the price is dropping, and as it goes past the opening price, that's when it starts forming its body. When it goes beyond its opening price, it creates a shadow, right? As the market continues to go lower, and then it reaches its lowest point, and then it does not close there and continues going back up, it will create a lower shadow or a wick, a lower wick. So you have your upper shadow or wick, whichever word you determine, and a lower shadow or wick. So then if the market winds up closing here, then now you have your complete candle, and then the market will do what? Open above a certain area, and then it will continue going that way. Same thing for the bullish candles, right? So now there's different types of candles. I want you guys to understand this and write this down because I want you guys understanding the different types of candles and what they represent. Are you guys all with me?
Yes.
Perfect. Yo, Wes, if you're not a millionaire by the end of the course, I'm just kidding.
What'd you say, sorry?
I love your determination. You're always the first person to talk, dude. Always. You get this education, man. Who else is with us, man? I feel like you guys are like.
Hey, Jose, just quickly, I'm just going to throw another new guy into the chat group. I'm going to just initiate him into the webinar. I think he's from like West Africa or something like that.
All right, dope. Yeah, bring him on. But real quick, I feel like everyone's quiet. Where's everyone at?
Yo, what's up?
I'm here. Christine's here.
Hey, what's up, Christine?
Hey.
Someone had to like.
It's 3 in the morning over here in New York, and I'm hype as shit. And you guys is like the afternoon for most of you guys.
Oh man, I'm gonna just mute myself quickly, man. My kid's cracking the shits.
Perfect. So I'm gonna continue going.
Kick her ass, G.
Yeah. I like to think I'm the boss, bro. You don't know the truth.
So the first candle we're gonna review is a Morobuzu.
Hey yo, Jose, just briefly, if you were to pull up XRP on these candle characteristics as an example after you're finished, you know it'll play exactly how you're demonstrating.
100%. 100%.
I'm trading XRP right now.
Yeah, so like the goal of this course is after everything we go over, we go to the live chart and find them. All right. So we'll definitely use Ripple because Ripple is one of the charts that respect support, resistance, trends, and channels and candlestick formations. Like I don't think you need more than that, other than for most of you guys who like following news and stuff. But this is very important if you like trading Ripple as a forex pair. If you like trading Ripple and holding it as a stock, or as as most crypto traders are trading it now, holding it, there's a lot of factor into it because you're holding it for longer terms. So I want you guys understanding the different candlesticks. So we're gonna go back over. So we understand how each candle opens and closes, right? So here in this candle has no wicks. There's no wicks. It's a solid candle. You understand? And in this case, you have your bearish and bullish candles. In the bearish, this signifies that at that very moment, the sellers were in control. You understand? This is the first sign that the market is going bearish. Usually after a strong candle, if the following candle is the same as the previous candle, and I don't mean by same as shape, but the same as what it is, a bearish candle, then that shows you that the market is going down. Now, as you guys understand, with the bullish is the same thing. That shows that the buyers were in control. And this is a strong sign of a bullish reversal. You understand? So now, this is called a long and short body. Long and short bodies, they represent the strong buying or sellings. The larger the body is, the more intense the buying or selling is. And this means that either the buyers or the sellers were stronger and they took control. Now, for you guys who don't understand, bullish and bulls mean buyers and bears mean sellers. So if you ever hear me say those words, you understand bullish means up, bearish means down. Same thing. When you sell, you want the price to go down. When you buy, you want the price to go up in terms of Forex words, all right? Now, I want you guys focusing on the long bodies and short bodies because in the end, I'm going to teach you guys what it does when they form together. So short bodies show very little buying or selling. This is kind of like for most of you guys where like you guys are undecided. Just like if you guys make a decision and then you're undecided if you want to continue going, usually you don't do anything, right? So the price kind of shows no movement, little to no movement. And so then that also comes down to the dojis. Now there's multiple different types of dojis. I didn't really get into it because at the end of the day, if the wick is larger than the body, is a doji. That's all you really need to know. You understand? And that shows that the market, there's no decision in the market. Sometimes you'll see dojis form back to back when the market is ranging. You understand? So I want you guys to put that together and understand. So everyone in here, do you guys understand the different types of candles that I just explained to you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So real quick, anyone recap? What type of candles are there?
Dojis.
Bozo, dojis, and then there's short bodies, long bodies.
Japanese.
That's all you want. That's all you want to know. Because now we're gonna look for how when candles form, what they mean, right? So,
okay.
In this case, you guys ever seen these? The hammers and hangmans? Have you guys ever heard of these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a hammer is usually a long lower wick, a shorter upper wick, and a small body, which looks like a hammer, right? And a hammer signifies that the market is in is gonna go up. If you see a hammer at the bottom of the zone, you usually would notice that the market will go up. You understand? This is a bullish reversal that forms on a downtrend. So if you notice that the price is going down, and then all of a sudden you see that the market reached this support area, and then a hammer formed, then you can know that the market can go up. Now, simply, I recommend all of you not to use this as the reason why you enter your trade. You understand? This is just one of the ways to confirm one of your points. Guys,
guys, I just got to step in there. Please, please hear that. Do not go looking for these candles. Use them as a tool as you get more experience. He means this literally. If you go looking for this, you're going to get your ass whooped. You need to use it when your knowledge is built up a bit more, basically.
You guys with me? Everyone understands that, right? You will not use this as the reason you enter your trade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then now you have a hangman. Any of you guys played hangman before? Where you have to guess the back. And every time you fuck up, you get either like the body, the arm, and then if you draw the whole hangman, you lose.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they named it the hangman, because when it happens on the top, right? If you continue trying to buy this, the market's gonna go down and you'll lose. You understand? So I'm kidding, man. This is just a bearish reversal that shows at a strong resistance level. So if you ever notice that price was rejecting every time it hit this resistance level, and you see a hangman form, now you know that not only did it confirm your resistance, but the market will drop. You understand? So we're gonna go to the next part, which is inverted hammers and shooting stars. Now, in this case, right, we see that the hammer is forming where? On the support of the market in support area, correct? So I want you guys to understand that in an inverted hammer, it occurs when the price has fallen, right? And it's signaling a possible reversal. This doesn't mean that it is a reversal like the hammer is. This is a possible reversal. Because why? What happened? If we were looking at a chart and we seen a downtrend and it hit support, right? And it failed to break and it formed this candle, right? That's showing you possibility that the market is gonna go up, right? Yeah. So the same thing goes here. If the market was in an uptrend, if the market was going up and it failed to break what? Resistance, then you see this candle, then that signals that the market can possibly go down. Very similar. But in this case, when the market forms like this at the top and you have a larger upper wick and a smaller body with a smaller lower wick, that's called the shooting star. Now, once again, I want you guys to hear me out. Don't fucking enter a trade based off of seeing that, all right?
Yeah.
We only enter trades where? After what? When do we enter a trade? After we have our 3-step confirmation, correct?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
Perfect. Now,
I've just got a quick question, Jose.
Go ahead, sir.
What sort of a time frame would you be looking for those candles?
So if we're looking for a sign of reversal, right? If we're looking for a sign of reversal, what time frames are we looking at? Do you remember?
30 minutes.
All the time frames.
30 minutes.
1:15.
No.
1 hour, 30 minutes, and 15 minutes.
No.
The monthly.
No.
Yeah.
We're looking at the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 30 minutes. You guys
reversal. Yeah.
Now, remember, everyone has their own style. I'm teaching you guys my style that has made me profitable. That's why I've asked you guys in the beginning. I'm not telling you this is the right way or the only way. I'm telling you it's a way that's working for me, and I'm teaching you guys everything that I know and what's made me successful, so you guys can apply it to what either you know or apply everything I teach you and show me this, what you can do with it. You guys are with me?
Yeah, right.
like I said, when you're looking for these candles, you want to look for them during the 1 hour, the 4 hour, or the 30 minutes, because that's when we look for our signs of reversals. We look at the larger time frames beyond that, the monthly, the weekly, and the daily, when we are looking for the trend of the market, which way the market is going, what the market is doing overall. You understand? And we look for our entries on the smaller time frame. You understand? So to confirm our entries, after completing the previous 2 steps, if you see these signs, then yes, you can place an entry. You guys understand? But don't just because, oh shit, look at hammer. Let me enter a buy. Understand?
It's like Jose says, guys, don't use them as your primary reason to enter a trade. These signals in terms of what the candle characteristics mean are simply an aid to aid you amongst the trend, the channel that you've drawn up, and all the other things. When you understand it to a full degree, it's helpful.
Exactly. And then the importance is that now that we understand, we're understanding candles, how they're forming support and resistance. Because previously we learned what support and resistance was. We learned how to find support and resistance within the trends and channels. We learned the difference between a trend and a channel, right? So now this is why I'm telling you guys about these candles, because of the fact that I want you guys to understand the very basic of trading. So back to what I was teaching you guys. We learned an inverted hammer, shooting stars. We learned about hammers and hangmans. Now we will learn about engulfing candles. So let's say, in this case, we have a bullish engulfing. So let's say a DOJI forms, right? Or a small body, right? Anything that's in opposite direction of the direction that the engulfing candle forms. And what does engulfing mean? Engulfing means is basically it's larger than the previous candle. You understand? So this shows a strong bullish signal, and it shows that the possible bullish move is coming up, right? And so when you think about that, it shows a signal of a strong bullish move, as long as the candle before that is bearish, right? And the candle after that is larger than the previous candle. You guys are with me?
Yeah, right.
So understand, if this candle's much smaller than this candle and this candle's bigger, then we all understand that we have an engulfed candle. So that's a bullish engulfed candle, right? Same thing happens here. If in the case where this candle is larger than the previous candle, we have a what? Bearish candle. A bearish engulfing candle, excuse me. So a bullish engulfing, it doesn't have to happen on support or resistance, but obviously if the market is changing trends, right? If the market went from a downtrend to now going to uptrend, either way, there's some sort of area of support there, right?
Do you take into account the length of the wicks as well, Jose? If it was longer than the engulfing candle, the wick status.
If the candle, we're looking at the body.
Just the body only.
The body of the overall candle is bigger than the whole candle.
Yeah.
Is that what you're asking me? Like even if the wicks are long?
Yeah.
No, the candle has to be overall bigger than the whole candle. Remember, the whole candle is defined with the wicks or not.
Okay.
All right?
Cool.
Right.
So you guys are with me on the bullish and bearish engulfing candles, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the obvious, tweezer tops and tweezer bottoms. All right, so the first candle is always the same as overall trend, occurs on and signals possible bearish trend. So when you're looking at a tweezer bottom, you're looking at the fact that the candle, once it forms that body and it creates a larger wick, right? And it rejected price because of that support area, and the previous candle kind of does similar. It doesn't have to look exactly the same. But again, if the wick kind of broke out and came back in, then you have a tweezer bottom. In the same case for the tweezer tops. You guys are with me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So now we're gonna go into triple candlesticks. So here we have a morning star and we have a evening star. But you know what? As a matter of fact, let's kind of like ease this process. I want you guys to intake the information as best. Let's go ahead and find these dual candlesticks. Let's find these dual candlesticks. All right. So here, what's the first thing that defined this double bottom here, right? That we'll learn next. But who can tell me what this is right here?
Tweezer bottoms.
Tweezer bottoms. And tweezer bottoms what?
Reversal.
A reversal. So what happened? The market was going down, right? Price failed to break out of that support area, and then the next candle kind of did the similar things. What did the market do? Boom. Right? So we got the 4-hour chart. Is everyone with me? Like,
yes.
Yeah, bro.
I want everyone to make sure that we're all on the same page and on the same page. How do I hide this shit? No, I don't want to remove you, Christine. I want to fucking hide this. There we go. So here. Can anyone spot any of the other candles that we were talking about? So can someone please find me a DOJI candle?
There's one over there.
Draw it.
You see it? So when there's indecision in the market does what? You guys remember what I told you?
Banks, dojis.
It ranges. It's usually a sign that the price is ranging. Here's another one. What's that? Who drew green and what is that?
That's the oh no.
Inverted hammer.
That's an inverted hammer that happened where?
A resistance.
After
Inverted
resistance.
hammers happen where?
On those resistance lines.
No, in that case, this is a shooting star because shooting happen in resistance. This is an inverted hammer. It happens at support and it signals that the market is going up.
Yep.
All right. Someone find me a short body. See a short body?
Short body.
Short body.
You see it right here?
Yep.
So when a doji and a short body form together, what is that telling me?
Indecision.
Indecision, because short bodies and dojis both represent indecision in the market. So that explains why the price did not move in this zone right here. That's why it ranged. You guys are with me?
Yeah.
Perfect. So now, if we were to delete everything we've drawn out, right? If we were to delete everything that we drew out and we start understanding, right, support and resistance, if we only looked at this area right here, can someone please spot me a double top?
There's one over there. Let me draw it.
Oh, double top.
Now, can someone please show me tweezer tops?
Oh.
Now, a trick that's correct. A trick to help you guys.
Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. A trick to help you guys find a double top, a tweezer top, is that you'll notice that the body's kind of aligned within the support. Or excuse me. You guys are with me?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, you can kind of see that they almost line up, right? Not figuratively, but usually they're like almost on the money. So, here, every time you see a double top, you'll notice that the price does what?
Goes down.
Right? So why do I tell you not to trade based off of this information, right? Because if we look at the 1 minute chart, if we were to look at the 1 minute chart and we saw ourselves kind of like trying to trade, let's say a double top and double bottom. I mean, a tweezer top and tweezer bottoms, right?
Tweezer bottom.
Here's a tweezer top.
Hey, Jose, just letting you know, if I randomly just drop out, like just out of question, just drop out and you can't contact me, it means like the storm's just screwed my internet and shit up. Just so you know, there's like a massive storm coming in.
Oh, man. Hope you guys are safe, my brother. Here, this is why I want you guys to understand why it's dangerous to trade a double top a tweezer top or tweezer bottom. Because let's say you were trading this, right? And you were on a dollar lot. Now, obviously, we're on a smaller time frame. But overall, let's say this was a larger time frame. And here, the market formed, oh, shoot, look at the tweezer top here. Let me sell right away, right? And then all of a sudden, who can recap for me? On a bearish candle, the market opens up where?
At the bottom.
No, market opens up, the candle opens up at the top, right?
Yeah.
So if the candle opened up here and you sold here, right? Look what the market did. Before this candle closed, it may have dropped, but guess what? It went up.
It went up first.
So now you're negative. And what did I tell you? You never want to sell where? On support. You want to sell on resistance. So if this trade was going down, you wanted to wait for the trade to come up here so that when you enter the trade, it's like entering the trade and you're instantly in profit. That's
nice.
That makes sense.
Personally, I hate, obviously I'm not going to get it right all the time, but that's the goal, to master that. You understand? Once I enter my trade, yeah, it may go up like a little bit, but automatically if I'm selling, I want it blue right away. You understand? That means I did my homework right.
Yeah.
You understand? So here, this is why I tell you guys not to go off of that. But check this out. Who sees this candle here? What does this candle signify as well? Not only that it created a tweezer top, but what kind of candle is it?
Indecision?
No, it's a shooting star.
Oh, is it? Fuck, I can't see, eh?
A shooting star forms where? On resistance.
Resistance.
Oh, yep.
So the shooting star signals what?
Downtrend.
A possible downtrend.
Oh, yeah, possible downtrend.
So what happened here now?
Very strong bearish movement.
Yes. So now, in the next section we're going to look at is this right here, when three candles form together. You understand? So that'll be the next chapter we're going to go over right now. But check this out. Let's look for an engulfing candle. So,
Inside down.
what happens here? This is a bullish what?
Golfing?
Bullish engulfing. And a bullish engulfing is confirmed by what? A bullish candle after the engulfing of the previous candle, right?
Yep.
But why don't we trade this? Because here's a candle engulfing the previous candle, right? And then what happened? Go down. You understand? And then look, now you're caught in this whole jumble. There's nothing worse than holding a trade for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and you're fucking going from profit to negative like this. There's nothing worse than that.
And just quickly, guys, the reason why Jose is using the term or words possible, because the candle characteristics we are teaching you right now means it may indicate a reversal.
Okay.
May is the key word.
100%. That's why I want you guys to apply all the information we know, because here, look. Here's an inverted hammer. You see the inverted hammer here? Inverted hammers occur where? At support.
Support.
Right? So imagine you would have bought this trade and now you gotta wait 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes just to see profits. You understand? So it's like, the reason I'm telling you is to wait and get more information, because it's like the better the entry, right? The more understanding you have, and now you can understand that when since price was reversed here, price is gonna come back down. We can enter again, and then when price reversed here, you understand, we can come here, enter again. Now we have 4 trades, and guess what? As the market starts going up, we're able to start kind of attacking it. And then let's say worst case scenario, the market comes back down here where we know the market will reverse and have some hesitation, just as it will here, because it did here. We start knowing that, shit, as I was going up, now I know where I can see stalls going down. And if I see that it does not continue going up, now I know I can start taking profit. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you all? I want everyone to answer this.
Yes.
If it's easier for everyone to type it into the chat, that'll be amazing. That's why I wanted you guys to have, you guys were not understanding what I was saying previously. I need you guys to get out of this webinar because it's going to be recorded. You can watch it later on, and that you will watch the previous one. That's why it's important, you know, to watch the previous one before we do the current one. Everybody's saying yes, yes. All right, Shane, you understand this, right? You're understanding how the candles work. You understand how the support and resistance work.
I understand, like I get the theory behind it.
All right.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch the webinar again.
Don't worry. I'm gonna tie everything that I'm giving you guys now. I'm gonna tie. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like kind of learning how to do surgery on the markets. You understand? Like we're learning how to break it down and put it back together. Because that's all you gotta understand. When you break it down, you understand what the market is gonna do, and when we put it together, that's when we're gonna enter the trade and know how to put everything back into its place. You understand? So then if I have any doubt of what the market is doing, I at least knew when I was breaking it down where everything was. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that a good representation of what I'm teaching you guys?
Yeah.
Perfect. Please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Why don't we open up for some questions? Anyone have any questions?
Oh,
I'm good for now.
Christine, how you feeling with the information I'm giving you?
yeah, it makes sense. I'm understanding it. I will have to go back and watch it again just for it to sink in and take more notes as well.
100%. So like, don't fear, because everyone who's purchased the course, all these live classes will forever be available in the course.
Awesome.
Every class after that. For those of you who haven't, you have until the end of the month with the Dropbox to watch all these courses. I mean, all these classes. But in the end, the course when you pay for it, we'll have all of this, plus every chapter and section will be at a slower pace and broken down by the everything I'm teaching you guys. So, all right. So, no one has any questions, correct? Look at the chat. Maybe someone's asking a question here. No one's asking questions. All right. So I'm gonna continue going forward. Dan.
I think he's putting the kid to sleep.
All right, so I'm gonna take a quick little break. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab some water real quick. My throat's getting a little dry. So you guys wanna take a little break too? 5-minute break, 2-minute break, 3-minute break. Anybody want a break?
Yeah, cool. I'll be back.
All right, take a little break. I'll get back on at 3:40.
Cool.
Okay, just stay logged on, but I'm gonna mute everybody, and at 3:40 we'll get back to it.
Okay.
Be back.
See you soon.
Man, storm turning hectic.
Hey Dan, we just took a quick break.
Yeah, so I just had to go and come from the door, and lightning just came and cracking hard.
No, yeah. So we're gonna go over the triple candlesticks,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna go over the triple candlesticks, and then we'll kind of. I think we should save candlestick formation for next section.
Yeah, I believe next section too. To be honest, it's a lot of information to tie together in one go as well.
Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We're gonna finish up the triple candlesticks. We're gonna find them in the charts, and then we're gonna learn how to support resistance and everything together. All right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we just give the rest.
You already know we seem to be on such a similar wavelength half the time with trade. I can just sort of dive in halfway, and you vice versa, and you sort of have half a clue what's going on straight away.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So giving them everybody kind of like a little bit of time to kind of like give that breather. We've done this for 2 hours already.
I think that was my warning. The lights just flickered, so I could just disappear out of the blue.
Make sure you and the family are safe if I don't hear from you, right?
Oh no, we're good. We're all good. We're all good. Yeah, if you just see me drop off, then you know what's happening.
Definitely, my brother. Well, everything's being recorded, so we're good.
When you're keen to have a trade, let me know.
I was selling Ripple.
Yeah, let us know, bro.
Oh, is that all firing away over there, right?
Hold tight.
Crap.
You know who I feel is gonna be our like I can tell off the bat, like just off of my gut telling me, I feel like Zeph is gonna be the beef. I feel like Shane's gonna be a beef. I feel like Christine's gonna be a beast. I feel like Jade's gonna be a beast. Bassett, for sure. Bassett knows the within himself. He's gonna be vaping, making bang.
There's someone that's silent right now. He is already in beast mode. He's just had a. Remember the workshop? When we ran in there and my account got busted and a few of the other guys did? Yeah, that was the. What the guys like to refer to as Uncle Koha or Uncle K. Let's just say there was a humbling experience for Malcolm there. Very, very humbling.
Oh, he knows, bro. He knows.
Until that moment, he was like the untouchables. He was just.
It happens to the best, man.
Bulletproof.
You know, you guys got to understand that one of the top successful creators in the world, he was like, I think I couldn't believe the stats, but he supposedly he lost so much, but in the end, he winded up making $496 million. So it's like, I think, let me pull up the stat. I have it on my phone. It's crazy.
I'm just looking to ride Ripple down to its second support line and I'll get out before it turns over. Unless it just punches straight through it, and it'll be happy days. That's XRP, if you want to have an OG. Oh, she's on a mission.
One of the top Forex traders in his worst year lost 95% of his trades, but he still made $496 million.
Let me take a guess out of the blue here. Risk management?
I mean, I hope not if he's a top trader. But I don't know, but
No, as in he may have lost 95% of the time, but due to however fundamentals he decided to put in place within his trading, he might have lost, but he obviously didn't blow his entire worth to be able to survive. So he's obviously managed something financially well enough to stay in the game to catch that massive profit.
yeah, and the goal is to not be a 95% loser.
Oh, man.
None of you guys claiming you're a True Profit Academy student and you guys are losing 95% of the time. I don't want
Jose, you know how aggressive I am. If I was to lose 95% of the time, we wouldn't be talking right now.
you fucking kill yourself already.
I'd be in it for like seconds, it'll be gone.
Your wife will make you apply for a job.
Yeah, man, it's not. I'm not going back to work for anyone. Hell no. So 95% losing rate is just not an option.
Dude, I'm looking for a 95% winning rate. That's what I'm looking for.
So am I.
Like I was doing the math. I'm trying to figure out how to use the Maya flexible. I'm gonna start using that to collect data. But I was doing the math. Like in one account of mine, I'm like at 81% success rate at the moment. And
Well, this account right now for the month.
Oh, you're not far off 95, bro.
yeah, man. And believe me, I put in the work. Like even though I'm teaching you guys, like anything I teach you, even though I know it, I always review it. I always study.
This account, Jose, I'll show you the figures later, but this account right now for the month, I'm on 97% success rate.
God bless you, my brother.
But hey, that's not my success rate all the time. It does fluctuate from 70 to 95. It's just a matter of getting in that groove, always staying in the 90s.
Oh yeah. All right, so shit, it's 3:44. We went over time. Everyone back? Everyone back with us?
That I wore today. That's all I got.
Is everyone back with us?
Let's go. Come on. Get
We're
him.
gonna go.
Yeah.
Of course we're going.
All right, I'm gonna get going again.
I'm gonna get trash.
So now we're gonna learn about triple candlestick patterns, right? So within the triple candlestick patterns, you're gonna have 3 different types of candles that form within support and resistance. Can you guys understand why I stressed
That wasn't fun.
Oh, that was a waste.
That wasn't fun.
Can you repeat that, Jose?
Yeah, real quick, before I say anything, can you guys all understand why I stressed you guys the importance of understanding support and resistance? Because now that we're going over candlesticks and candlestick formations, right? We understand that it's very important to spot them at support and resistance, right? So that's why I told you guys it's important for you guys to master support and resistance so that you all can be able to master the rest that you need to be successful. You with me, Bassett? You with me, everyone?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. So the first one we're gonna go over is called the morning and evening star. Morning and evening star are usually when you see the first candle as the overall trend, the middle candle as a doji or small body, and then the third candle a bullish candle, bigger than the previous candle. The body has to be bigger. You guys with me?
Yep.
Now the evening star is the same as it happens at the resistance, and morning star happens at support. All right? These are strong signals that the market is gonna go up. All right? This is a strong signal that the market is gonna go down. So think about the evening star. Evening, when we reach the evening, the sun's going down. Morning star, the sun's going up. All right? Now you have the 3 white soldiers and the 3 black crows. All right, 3 white soldiers. This is the type of candle pattern. This is like one of those kind of like the most obvious pattern that you would see a candle form. And it's like, that's like telling you, dude, this shit is going up. You understand? But then again, remember what I told you guys. I don't want you entering trades just because you see these 3 candles and you're like, oh, I see, I'm gonna buy. We don't want to follow the system. All right. Same thing goes for the 3 black crows. This is like a one in like the way I like to say it's like one of those like right in your face patterns. Like it's gonna go down, dude. You guys ever seen crows fly?
Yep.
You see how when they come down, when they're like circling and then they start coming down, how fast they come down?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's how you want to think of it, right? And then you have 3 inside up and 3 inside down. These are strong patterns that form. So as you guys can see here, the 3 candles, they're 3 bullish candles, 3 bearish candles. Here, it's kind of like what the morning and the evening star was doing. But you'll notice that the 3rd candle engulfs the previous candle. All right? You guys are with me?
Yep.
So 3 inside up represents the market going up. It's another strong bullish signal. And then the 3 inside down is also a strong bearish signal. All right, so let's go ahead and point some of these out. Can any of you guys, let me see if I can spot one here. Can any of you guys spot one? If so, please draw a circle. Can any of you if we get the larger time frame, let's see. All right, I see an obvious one. Did anyone see it?
All right, let me draw one.
What are we looking for, Jose?
That's the three what?
Crows.
3 crows, right? But can it be a 3 crow if the market went up?
Yeah.
3 crows happen in resistance. So here you see that it hit, but what happened? It failed to break what?
Support.
By the market. And when the market fails to break support after multiple touches, what happens? Strong bullish movement. I can already tell that by the characteristics of this candle, right? That in the smaller time frames, if we look at it, I need to get a new mouse. How many times did the market touch here?
3 times.
So it failed to break it, right? It never came back down to forming. So how many times did it touch here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happened? Strong candle when it breaks out. Where did the market come back to touch? Exactly what we were talking about, right? Good, on the money. And what happened? Market failed to go back up, right? So what happened? It
Went down.
Ranged and then broke. Guess where price, when it broke out these 2 trends, or what? These 2 zones, guess where price came back up to test? That same line, right?
Yep.
And then you start applying the same candlesticks that we're looking for, and we start seeing what? What do we see here?
That's the 3 crows. Is it?
Where's the 3 crows?
Let me draw it. 1 sec.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Crow. See it? So if you're a person, now everyone's different. I'm sharing all this information because these are what? Tools to help you spot some reversals, right? These are tools to help you become a stronger person using the second phase of the 3-step confirmation, right? Maybe you're someone who keeps it simple. Maybe you're someone who likes things complex. I don't know. But I'm just teaching you all of this because this is all possible. You understand? So now, here. The market is in a downtrend, right? Who remembers what kind of candle this is? If the third candle is larger than the previous candle, that makes it a what?
Engulfing candle? Or upside.
Or 3 inside up.
Inside.
You see it? You guys see it?
Yep.
So do you guys see it here? If it forms as support, right? It formed as support. Here's your candle representing the market's trend, right? Because any triple candle formation, the first candle is the same as the overall trend, right? And then you have a middle candle that's small, or usually a DOJI, or if anything here, we have a what? What is this here?
Hangman. Oh,
Hammer. Hammers form as support. All right. And then the next candle engulfs the previous candle, right? But in this case, it's not considered an engulfing candle because the candle is not what?
inside the body.
No, the candle's not bearish. An engulfing candle has to be the opposite. it has to be the opposite and bigger. Remember? So here we have a 3 inside up, right? The market kind of reversed here, but overall it went up. You guys see it?
Yep.
Now we're gonna go and look for even more. What's this here?
That's the inside down.
Inside down, and then we have what?
3 crows.
3 crows. And you guys, everyone in here feel like they have a good understanding of what I'm doing, guys? Okay? It's important everybody answers this because we're about to end this class. I'm gonna post a recording in the Dropbox today. If you guys want to watch it again, please feel free to do so. I want all of you guys to keep watching all the classes, keep asking questions, and let's open up the questions now. Anyone has any questions? Any questions, please?
No questions from me.
I'm good.
Christine, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
I can hear you.
Do you have any questions for us?
No, I'm good, thank you. I think I'll just go and have a look on the charts as well, or go back and rewatch the video.
All right, dope. Yeah, and don't hesitate to ask me any questions, me or Dan, if you have any questions.
Thank you.
Jade, do you have any questions?
No, I haven't got any questions, bro. I'll just go over the webinar again and jot a few more things down. I'll get it. No, all pretty good, bro. Mean.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Jane, do you have any questions?
Not at the moment, bro. But I'm gonna go over the webinar, and I need to. I'd like to actually just look at it again, and then go to some charts and try locate them myself, so it will help me understand it better as well. I need to go back and do it myself.
Definitely. Remember, there's no rush. A marathon of sprints. The game of trading is a marathon of sprints. Understand? It's about how fast can you consume this information, and how fast can you understand it. And then overall, in the long-term race, apply that. Yeah. Malcolm, any questions?
Yo.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back.
Any questions, my brother?
Just sell on EU, eh?
EU.
Nah, I'm all good, brother. I'm all good.
That's on.
No, I can't give you guys no signals, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just wink, bro. Just wink.
I personally don't like giving away signals because of the fact that I'm now doing this legally as a company, and I'm not allowed to personally give you guys any signals, but I can guide you if you understand. But
yeah, right.
But you're onto something, that I can tell you.
Yeah, nah, all good, bro. All good.
I'm just waiting for my inbox to go ding.
Like, yo, Dan, can we sell?
Shot, Jose. Thanks, brother.
Yo, Zeph, talk to me, bro. You have any questions?
No, I'm good, bro. Everything's good.
Perfect. I don't know who WA is, but I would love to know your real name.
It'll be Jaden.
There's Jaden? Jaden.
Probably.
No, Jaden, that's his name.
Or unless Hemi's somehow watching it while he's at UFC, which I'd tell him, I'd slap him and tell him just to turn his phone off if he was.
I need to go over the notes and watch the videos, but if I do check it, yo,
Let's fight for the face. Romero, brother.
Romero, what's up, my brother? I don't want to be rude, but yeah, Yeah, man. Everybody's good. Dan, you guys say you want to take over anything real quick, or anything?
No, not really at this present time, because you just gave them a lot of information to absorb.
Yeah, it's a lot of information. So even if you understand it, and even if you don't, rewatch this. I'm gonna stay up until it's 4 o'clock in the morning over here in New York. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the. I'm not gonna go to sleep until the content is in the Dropbox, and then I'm also gonna upload it to the course for those of you who think. But other than that, feel free to message me if you guys have any questions, any concerns, anything, man. We're here for you, all right?
What I'll do is I'll also upload just the basics of the triangles. I've got some pre-recorded triangle material for you guys, so I'll just upload those into that same Dropbox for you tonight, just so that it's there in case you have any confusion around triangles. They're pretty basic, but it's pretty straight to the point. Pre-recorded material that I've got.
Tuesday, so not tomorrow. For me, what I mean by tomorrow, I mean for me in New York, our next course will be on Monday evening, so Tuesday afternoon for you guys. Tuesday at 4 p.m. I guess for you guys, and Monday entering Tuesday at 2 a.m. will be the next class. All right. So we're gonna continue trying to do this how we've been doing every other day, so I don't become a zombie. I'm not sleeping. But you guys have any questions before I go? Because we're about to end this. Not.
I have one question.
Talk to me, man.
Do we have any assignment for tonight?
Yes. I was just going to mention that right now. Today's assignment is to make sure by the beginning of Tuesday's class, you guys have all watched. Everybody, anyone who attends that class has to watch all of the classes. All right? So that is your homework. And I want you all to take notes. Take notes. I'm leaving you accountable. This homework assignment, only you will know if you did it. This will tell yourself how serious you are about your future, all right? So make sure you guys watch all the classes. But other than that, we're good. Thank you guys. Again, it's my honor, my pleasure to be here teaching you guys. I really am grateful for this opportunity, and I'm excited for everyone's future, all right?
Thanks so much, Jose.
You guys have a great day, great evening, great morning, and great night.
I figured out who WA as well is as well. It's Whitney.
All right, perfect. Dope.
Okay. Have a good night, bro.
You guys have a great day.
I'll speak to you in a moment, Jose. Just need to get you to sort out a payment gateway or payment schedule for someone.
Perfect. Gotcha.
For now, peace out, everybody.